Over the last 8 years, I've gained a pretty good understanding of what builds a successful diet phase. And I've made the same mistakes that almost every single gym goer will make at some point, whether that be getting too fat in the first place, setting unrealistic timeframes and expectations, pushing too hard instantly, or convincing myself to finish a diet too early because I'm hungry and feel like I'd benefit from a bulk instead. In reality, the first time you try and get lean on your own, you probably won't get exactly where you want to. Sure, you might get to the point where you start seeing abs and lose 10 pounds or so, but the real value comes from what you learn in that process and how much easier that makes future diet phases. Ultimately, jumping into a diet phase for the first time, you won't know your true maintenance calories, how aggressively you can push yourself, and how your body will respond to such deficit. And you will make mistakes, whether that's under-eating, binge cycles, overcomplicating food choices, or struggling with adherence. The best piece of advice I can give you is to reframe your first attempt as a data collection phase, to learn what works well for you and to learn what doesn't work so well. So whilst it's great to lose that first 10 pounds, your primary goal should be to understand the calories and expenditure that works for you, how well you're able to manage hunger and adherence, and what kind of fat loss archetype you are. There tends to be 3 fat loss patterns, one being linear, another kind of being a step ladder pattern, and the other experiencing peaks and troughs. Learning what camp you fall into gives you the comfort that going into the next attempt, even when scale weight perhaps doesn't drop dramatically, you are making progress. So the number one thing you should be aiming to do is track as much data and biofeedback as possible, be that scale weight, body part measurements, calories, training performance, and make sure to keep that stored somewhere that you can look back on. I'm currently on my way to 5% body fat, and I know exactly how my body weight will respond at each point in my diet, just because I have so much data to fall back on. The first time you do get lean, you'll also realize the exact areas you need to make improvements on going forward, whether that be a lack of an upper chest or that your arms are lagging once fat has mobilized in that area. This gives you an intentional progress point once the diet is over and replaces the inevitable rebound phase where everyone piles on tons of fat post-diet and ruins their progress. Instead, you go into a gaining phase intentionally with the aim to build on your weak points. And then when you come to the second diet, this is when it all pays off. You already know the exact calories you need to lose fat, the foods you could adhere to, and the training setup that works best for you. You understand your fat loss patterns, and so now you can make faster progress, experience less friction, and also look so much better because you've grown muscle in the places that matter. So ultimately, even if your first fat loss phase doesn't go too well, the real win is learning what works for you and how your body responds. So track your data, make rational decisions based on that data, and then execute a second time. Now, if you want to skip the trial and error phase and actually run this properly for the first time, I'm currently taking on a few guys to work with me one-to-one. So you can eliminate the confusion of running a diet for the first time. And alternatively, if you're not quite ready to take that step, I've also linked my free 8-day course in the description that you can sign up for that will give you insights into how to set up training, diet, nutrition to maximize your fat loss results. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if you did, drop it a like, subscribe, and share with someone you think would take real value from this. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.